What's up everybody, Sunkist here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the 10mm pistol. This thing is actually kind of underrated. It's not a boss killer or a meta by any means, but it is a ton of fun to use. It's really easy to get, and there's a way that you can kit it out so that it pretty much has like no recoil, making it really fun to use as a manual aim weapon. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something new today. If you do, definitely hit the like button, comment, subscribe. If you're on mobile, you can hype the video, and I'll catch you at the end of the video. Yeah, this thing really just has no recoil, man. More or less non-existent. You gotta pull down a little bit, but yeah, it's no recoil. Got a snappy reload, and the cherry on top of this thing, honestly, is just the equip animation is just pretty cool. So yeah, there's my elevator pitch for the 10mm pistol for today's video, but let's get into it. All right, taking a look at our weapon here today, we have a 10mm pistol, and I have this thing equipped with the powerful automatic receiver, the stabilized short barrel, the stabilized grip, the quick magazine, the glow sights, and the suppressor. I am running a Bloodied build, so I am running Bloodied as the first star. I have Rapid as the second star and Swift as the third star, as we're going to be reloading this thing quite a bit and fully just kind of specking into manually aiming. We have stabilizers as the fourth star. Now this is really going to make our, as you just saw in the clip before, really going to be the cherry on top to make this thing just pinpoint accurate, no recoil, really tight hip fire, and honestly is kind of what makes this thing fun to use. If you're running full health human, I would probably run either quad or you could run Furious as the first star, or maybe even like Juggernauts, Aristocrats, Mutants, just something for extra damage. It honestly doesn't matter too much. This is more of a for fun weapon than boss killing one, if you will. If you're looking to get the plans to craft the 10mm pistol, you can find that in the White Springs Mall, the Responders vendor bot, which is the furthest vendor bot from the entrance to the mall. That will have the 10mm plans for sale, and scrapping 10mm is how you get all of the modifications I have equipped currently. If you want the prime receiver, I believe you need to get that from Scorched Earth, but I just run the powerful automatic receiver, not necessarily running prime. Also, if you're looking to max out damage on this, there definitely is other mods that I would run. I'd probably go with like aligned long barrel, aligned stock, that sort of stuff. Maybe put the large magazine on there, and I'd probably change the effects to have like less AP costs as the third star, you know, pinpointers maybe as a 4-star. There's definitely ways to increase the damage with the 10mm, but if you're going for fun factor, this was how I like to run it. All right, we're over at Max Farm. We find ourselves a couple of Mirelurks to fight and some Mirelurk Queens potentially here. So as you can see, it does okay damage. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but let's see if we can cripple right away here. I think that's going to be the most important part here, is that we can cripple this Mirelurk Queen. It's definitely going to take a decent amount of ammo to take it down. But honestly, that's like not too bad, all things considered. All right, we're over at the Grindstone Arch now, and we're going to go ahead and try and build up a little bit of adrenaline stacks here. As you can see, this thing has pretty much no recoil, which is why I love running around with it. You can hip fire from like really far away. Kind of feels like you're playing Counter-Strike a little bit if you've ever played that game before. Even less recoil when you aim down sights. Let's go see if I can get up here and take a psycho buff, and then we can fight this Super Mutant Behemoth here. Hopefully we can get it crippled so it doesn't Right, we're over at the White Springs Golf Club. Now we're gonna go ahead and use manual aiming a little bit more here, just because that's how I really do enjoy using this thing. And as you can see, it fares pretty well against the regular mob. If I can back up a little bit here. Maybe I'll use Vast just a little bit, just to clear a couple of these guys out here. Took that 2-star ghoul out with no problems, really. Did have to reload a decent bit, but honestly, that's kind of the fun with this weapon. It's got a really fast, snappy reload, so that's kind of just like fun to watch too. Reminds me of having like Speed Cola and COD Zombies, if you ever played that back in the day. All right, we're over at West Tech now. We're going to fight a few supermoons. We're going to use this thing in third person as well, just because the hipfire spread, as I mentioned earlier, is super tight. So it's actually pretty fun to use in first person too. So go ahead and do that. As you can see, there's literally... Here, I'll go full auto without touching the right stick. That's as much recoil as it has. You barely got to pull down on the stick, and if you're on mouse and keyboard, you probably won't even feel this like at all. Really like the firing sound for it too. It's like a satisfying kind of plunk to it. Any guys over here anymore? Oh. That guy over there. Real easy to line up headshots with this thing. I mean, it's literally just pinpoint accurate. Yeah, let's go fight the ones inside too. All right, we switched over to first person for the inside part here. And just fight a few more super mutants just because I'm having fun, honestly. Yeah. I mean, this thing just... There's something about it. I just really like the iron sights. The recoil pattern is like satisfying. The sound it makes. The really snappy reload. Just how tight the hipfire is. It really makes it easy to line up your shot before you ADS too, because you know exactly where the crosshairs are going to go. So this thing, honestly, it's a little bit. It packs a pretty decent punch. We're at the Southern Cutthroat camp now, just to see how it fares against human enemies. I know for a fact it does just fine. Yeah, get a one-shot there on that guy. Decent damage in VAD, so let's fight through these guys, just aiming down sights. Man, the hipfire is just so satisfying. There's no recoil, and it literally feels like a Counter-Strike weapon, kind of. I don't know if you're familiar with that game, but there's no ADS in that game, and the hipfire spread, at least in the first shot, it's really tight, so kind of just feels like that. But yeah, this thing's awesome, man. All right, just because I'm having fun, fight one more enemy type here with the mold miners. Don't imagine I'll have really any problems with them at all, but go ahead and fight with these guys. Go back in third person. I was having fun in third person too. As you can tell, the range drop off isn't super forgiving, so you're definitely going to want to get pretty close. And you could help out if you're running prime ammo and a long barrel, but I do like how much extra recoil or how much recoil reduction you get from the short barrels, so I opted to use that. All right, so we are fully buffed up here. I am running a ballistic Bach, a small gun bobblehead, a guns and bullets 7 for unscoped weapon damage. I could run ballistic crit gun damage for a little bit of extra damage here. Psycho buff, black-eyed Susan Soothin, and blight soup. So definitely super buffed up. So this is going to be, you know, a little bit more damage than what you'd kind of have normally running around. But I just wanted to showcase the maximum potential here. As far as mutations go, here we go. I'll show you that in a moment. We have Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Egghead, Healing Factor, Herbivore for extra crit damage via Blight Soup, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. Speed Demon definitely is really helpful because of how often you're going to be reloading this thing. For my armor, again, this video is mostly highlighting the weapon here today, but just to show you what I am running. I am a Bloodied build, so I'm running Unyielding +2 agility, through hikers, and limit breaking. This weapon, I don't currently have it spec'd out for VATS. I still use it in VATS occasionally, but If you really wanted to kind of go all in on manually aiming, probably your Rangers as the 4th star would be your best option, just to increase your damage there. If you're running as a ghoul, I mean, again, doesn't really matter too much. 10mm is honestly just something I carry around for fun, so you can honestly just run whatever you want. But if you truly are just trying to boost your damage, probably Rangers is a good option. Taking a look at our special point allocation, we have 9 strength, 9 perception, 6 endurance, 5 charisma, 10 intelligence, 9 agility, and 8 luck. And that is all before our legendary cards. So go ahead and look into that here. We have taking 1 for the team and then 5 special cards maxed out. This is more or less the exact commando build that I run. I actually made a video last week going over my Elder's Mark build, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Either way, this is the same exact build as that. It works pretty well together, more or less kind of uses the same strengths as the normal commando build would. Just to briefly go over some of the damage related stuff, we have easy target for extra damage against crippled targets. Bulletstorm isn't really factoring in here. I mean, we're technically going to be kind of constantly having 1 stack, so that's like a tiny bit of extra damage, but this is more just for the other weapons I use for commando. Scattershot also is going to help us do a little bit of extra damage via Tormentor once we cripple those limbs. In Perception, we have Number Cruncher, Downranger, Tormentor, Tank Killer, Concentrated Fire, and Awareness. Again, there's probably other cards you could run here. You probably could, if you're not running VATS at all, you could get rid of Awareness and Concentrated Fire and, put all your points into Downranger. Maybe add an extra reload speed card here if you wanted. So you could run Ground Pounder or Fast Fighter if you really wanted to. I am Bloodied build, so I am Bloodied build. I am running a Bloodied build, so I have some cards that are, helping me be a little bit tankier. One thing that is nice, though, about one of the more recent updates is they increased the max speed you can have, and I believe you can get up to a max of 130% of the base speed. So, or 150, actually. So if you have Speed Demon on, and you have Squad Maneuvers, and then one other card that boosts your sprint speed by 10%, you can get the max run speed. And when you're running the 10mm pistol, closing the gap on enemies is kind of important since the range isn't very good. So I like just zooming around with those 2 perk cards together. I have Nerd Rage for extra damage, and Curator because I do run bobbleheads and magazines. Over in Agility, again, like I mentioned, we're running Gunrunner so we can be faster. And then we pretty much just have all the Gunslinger, Onslaught, Guerrilla, those type of cards maxed out. And I have 1 rank of Born Survivor because I am Bloodied. Over in Luck, I just left it as is for my normal commando build. It's spec'd for VATS, so Critical Savvy, Class Freak, 4-Leaf Clover, Luck of the Draw, Ricochet, Serendipity, and better criticals. If you're running a Ghoul, you could definitely, not obviously, but you get rid of Nerd Rage. That's not going to do you any good, and you can use those points in Luck, and I would add Glowing Criticals and Faulty Spots. So when you're doing VATS, you do extra damage with Glowing Criticals, and then Faulty Spots are just going to give you extra weak point damage. Thank you so much for making it to this point of the video. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to stick around for future content. If you'd like to check out my last video, that'll be on screen now, and hope to see you in the next video. Catch you later.
Mm.